Hi, creator friends. I wanted to do a quick unedited video to share some rapid fire actionable tips to help you start your art business this year. If you're finally ready to share your work with the world, then hopefully this will be motivating for you to start taking action. The first tip is don't sweat the details. I can't tell you how many times someone asked me if this printer is right for their specific needs, or if this cardstock is thick for their greeting cards, or if this rigid mailer is waterproof. All of those things are easily solvable problems, but they shouldn't keep you up at night. They shouldn't even take you more than like an hour or so to research. Because what really matters in the beginning is putting out the work and finding out where to find the people that will buy your art and your work and how to find more people like them. That's really the most important question to ask in the beginning. I'm not saying to make low quality work or make low quality products. Obviously, some of those details do matter, but don't get hung up on them because a lot of times those details that we think are important, that we care about, are not the things that are important to our customers. The second tip is identify 2 ways you want your work to be discovered and only focus on growing them. These are the marketing channels for your art and products. So there's typically 2 types of marketing channels. There's inbound and outbound. Inbound is when you create content that attracts other people to you. So an example would be Instagram, where you create posts or stories and reels and hope that will attract new people to your account and discover your work. An outbound example would be like placing an ad to reach the right customer segments, as well as sending pitch emails to potential retailers that could carry your products. But definitely narrow in and focus on no more than 2 this year, because if you try to do 5 at once, you're going to end up not doing any of them that well. Especially if this is new to you, you're going to have to go through a learning curve with each of them. And by identifying which 2 you want to optimize for, it will also help narrow down the topics that you want to learn so that you don't end up binge listening to hours of podcasts and watching hours of YouTube videos on just random topics without taking action, because sometimes too much learning can lead to analysis paralysis. The third tip is set a measurable goal and break it up into bite-sized pieces. So if your goal is to have your greeting card line in 20 retail stores this year, what are the small steps to get there? It's not enough to just write down a list of tasks to do, send emails, come up with the list, or apply to fair. Actually assign dates and numbers to them. It doesn't have to be a super comprehensive plan, but I found that what helped me with productivity isn't a to-do list of minuscule tasks every day, but to set general 2 to 3 goals for the month. So if I want to create 10 new bodies of work this month, I would generally write down which days I would be in creator mode. If you're doing a wholesale outreach, then how many stores do you want to identify and reach out to this month? That helps me with being productive more, because on days where I feel a little more scatterbrained or not sure what I should focus on, I look at my goals for the month and see which small steps I can take today to help me get closer to those goals. The fourth tip is understand the seasonality of the business and work it to your advantage. So if you sell online, January, February, and July, August are usually the slow sales season. And that's the best time for you to turn on your creator hat and be heads down, create new bodies of work. That's usually the time of the year I start working on new collections, because there tend to be relatively less external distractions. Obviously, depending on your product, your seasonality might be different, but generally speaking for retail, that tends to be the case. November, December are definitely the busiest season for obvious reason with the holiday, and sometimes late spring too, with the anticipation of summer and Mother's Day and Father's Day. If you are looking to launch new products, usually the month before that, so around April or October, are a good time to ramp up your marketing and start letting people know that you have a new collection coming. And if you're looking to sell to stores, there's definitely seasonality with buying too. Most of the buying happens between early in the year, like spring to late summer. Most buyers are not going to buy late in the fall, or especially when they're scouting for new vendors. So if you're pitching to new retailers, don't wait till October to pitch to a new store, because by then you're most likely going to be ignored. They're going to be in full holiday prep mode. And fifth and last tip is spend more time creating and less time consuming. You might think that you need that online course or hire that business coach to help guide you through the steps you need to take to do the right things. But unless you've already tried a few things and failed, chances are you don't really know what you need. As someone who has wasted thousands of dollars, yes, I said wasted, on a lot of paid programs, I have to say without a doubt that no one else can give you a blueprint on what to do. Sure, sometimes there are shortcuts and they might give you information that will save you some research time. But trust me when I say this, if you feel stuck, it's very likely that you're just afraid to take the next step because the solution actually comes clearer to you after you take action, not before. And no one else can give you that guarantee. So while everyone has different preferences for learning, I truly believe that doing and participating trump passive learning. All right, so is this the year you decide to work towards achieving your dream of creative and financial freedom? Or do you want to wait another year? Because the time will have passed anyway. And remember, you don't have to have everything figured out. You just have to take the next step. Thanks for watching. I hope this helps, and I'll see you in the next video.